You know, when I went to business school, one of the things we learned was the importance of staying up to date on what's going on. A tool that we used then, and I still use today, is the Wall Street Journal. It's a very good tool, good place to find news about business. And this one is dated January 20th, 2018. Just a few days ago, actually, about a month. I remember reading this, and you know, one of the key things that you can do to be very successful is to get a mention in the Wall Street Journal. That's a real good thing. And matter of fact, if you can get on the front page right here, it's good. And it's got something here about Bitcoin. Let me tell you some more about Bitcoin. Hello, hello. And it's an article. And I thought, well, that's amazing. And then I started looking into it. And when I read it, I was able to see a picture. And that picture is right here with Doug Scribner himself, your next speaker. Doug Scribner, and a person who has been operating the video for us here and directing this weekend here for us. And matter of fact, not just a little picture, he got the whole massive thing there. This is amazing. Doug is an entrepreneur who is a crypto entrepreneur. He's done very well. He's learned a lot. He started a business called Watch My Bit, and it was a way to have the very first Bitcoin available videos so you could buy videos and pay with Bitcoin. He learned a lot from that, has now started other businesses. Matter of fact, how many of you saw the Wu-Tang Clan concert the other night? Do you know how they got here? That I didn't know until I found out they flew Airthereum. Airthereum is Doug's company. He's one of the co-founders of that. Oh, that's a private jet. Private jet brought him down, and all of that, by the way, the nice thing about Airthereum, by the way, get it? Airthereum, kind of like Ethereum, only Airthereum on that, is now they accept any cryptocurrency. Very nice. Doug is a person who has helped me enormously. We have spent time on the phone when I'm going, okay, I'm learning this years ago, and I'm learning he would help me. He's got wonderful patience. He is a brilliant man. He's a gracious and kind man, and he is going to help you today to learn how you too can be a crypto entrepreneur, creating the lifestyle you want using crypto and more. Join me in welcoming my friend and our fellow anarchist, Doug Scribner.
Boom. Hey. All right, David did his job right. That's great. Okay, hey everybody, I'm Doug Scribner. I'm here talking today about my evolution as an entrepreneur. The talk could have been called something else, however, from selling smoothies to private jets. I'm an early Bitcoin adopter. Today, I have gone on to starting Airthereum, a couple other companies too. One of them is Vault Logic. You'll hear some things about Capital Hero in the future. Mantle Studios is coming down the pike too. So I've got to give a big shout out to Ian and Mark. There's one of them from Free Talk Live. Ian and Mark are talk show hosts who first started talking about Bitcoin in 2010. That's how I got on this path. I began listening to them when you guys were in Florida, which was when? 16 years ago, because it was a liberty-oriented podcast, and that's what I wanted to listen to and be part of. Followed them as they went on up to New Hampshire, and they started talking about Bitcoin in 2010. So who's been to PorcFest before? Is there anyone at the 2010 PorcFest? Ernie, of course, you guys were. I won the very first Miss Porcupole. Miss Porcupole. The reason I won Miss Porcupole 2010 was because I was the only one who could do this. All right? Not bad for 45 at the time. Thank you very much. All right. So in 2011, I passed the crown of Miss Porcupole to this girl here. This is Michelle Voorhees, Eric Voorhees' wife. My first Facebook post about Bitcoin was with Daryl W. Perry. He said, Doug, what is your bid for 5.94 Bitcoins? And I said, how about 15 bucks? He said, how about 16? I said, done. That was my first Facebook post. My second year of selling smoothies. The price of Bitcoin at the time, $2.70. I started taking Bitcoin for my smoothies in 2012. Who had a lemonade stand as a kid, you know? Those are all entrepreneurs. Who are encouraging their kids to have lemonade stands, all right? All right, good job, guys. You're learning business. That is what I did. I was a kid selling a lemonade stand, or smoothies in this case, for crypto. I still have 3 Cassatius coins. The price of Bitcoin was $6.50. I took a bunch of the money that I got, the fiat dollars, and went up the hill to the Bitcoin booth where Roger Ver, Eric Voorhees, and Charlie Shrem sold me more Bitcoin. And I ended up leaving there with 30 other Bitcoins, which is really, really cool. And I got back from that pork fest and said, I want to do something in the space. What can I do? Well, I'm in video, obviously. And I thought, how can I marry Bitcoin and video? I know, we'll do a streaming video platform for micropayments in Bitcoin, which was very possible and very doable, and we did it. It was called Watch My Bit. Some of you remember Watch My Bit? Yeah, it was the first video for Bitcoin streaming platform. We had investors from Domo Records and a Disney consultant. We had a booth at the VidCon convention, which is the largest YouTube convention. We were the exclusive provider for Anarchapulco videos in 2016. If a lot of you were here then and got to watch the videos online for free, it's because we made that happen. That was my first time coming down. The Watch My Bit is now in hibernation because I learned something, and any good entrepreneur learns from their mistakes. And it's not necessarily mistakes, but markets change, and you've got to move with the market. So one of them was that we were too early. We were at YouTube conventions where no one's heard of Bitcoin, talking about this great platform on Bitcoin and how you can use Bitcoin to stream videos and you'll get more money and be able to split it to all your bandmates and actors and everyone. The problem was we were constantly educating people on what is Bitcoin. We couldn't talk about the platform. And the other thing is nobody wants to pay for video. Nobody wants to pay for video. They just are happy with the streaming and the advertising revenue model. We built an entire product instead of just a white paper. Had we just written a white paper on this idea, we would have probably made a lot of money, but we actually built an entire platform. Instead of getting people to like us, it's important to go after the people who need us. So now I am an evangelist, an entrepreneur, an investor. And I'm really good at evangelism and activism. Ian and I are activists. Back in the Libertarian Party days, I was an activist. I never thought of myself as an investor or an entrepreneur. So combining these two things is like the greatest form of entrepreneurialism, because you're doing activism and making money at it. We've heard that today before. So my activism was to change the system, not from within the system, but to change it from outside, from replacing the system. So every time, every single Bitcoin conference has this quote from Buckminster Fuller. You never change things by fighting the existing reality. To change something, build a new model that makes the old model obsolete. We do that by providing alternatives. Yeah. All right? So here is me changing the system, replacing the system, or at least providing alternatives. I would go to every single barista, every waiter, every waitress, whole families at the same time, guy I met in a plane, and give them $2, $3, $4 in Bitcoin. Now that's a one-at-a-time kind of a thing there. Downloading wallets. It might have helped, but it might not have been the most effective way of replacing the system. So there are other companies that are helping replace the system, not just Bitcoin, but that's the biggest one, replacing the system. Who provided what Bitcoin provides now? It was the Federal Reserve. It's cash. Salt. Salt is a lending platform. They don't lend Bitcoin, they lend fiat currency out with Bitcoin as collateral, so you don't have to sell your Bitcoin. You can use your Bitcoin as collateral for traditional loans. Another one is Shapeshift. Traditionally, that's provided for stock trading, currency trading. Currently, we've got Forex trading. The new way to do this is with Shapeshift. Identification, which is trust and reputation. Currently, the provider is the government, licensing, credit card companies, corporations. The new way is something like Civic, perhaps, which is a blockchain-based reputation system. So another thing we can do is give people access. So here's an ATM machine. There's a lot of Bitcoin ATM machines out there. This one is my company, Vault Logic, which has about 80 machines in the pipeline, going to come out very soon. It is a bankless ATM. No banks are involved at all. It's cash management, money services, and cryptocurrency. And we've came up with the term of cash as a service. ATM providers, Bitcoin ATM providers, have a cash problem. Marijuana dispensaries have a cash problem. Banks don't like them. Brinks is another company involved here where you're moving cash between the bank and the ATM machine all day long and replacing 20s. So we're going to Uberize that. Our members are going to be alerted that this ATM is full. If you pull the cash out, you'll get a reward. Oh, and if you put it in that ATM that's empty, you'll get another reward. So we're Uberizing cash management for lots of industries. All right? So this benefits the people over the system. And the thing can balance itself internally too, you know? Cash comes in with bill pay, cell phone top-ups. Oh, it does that stuff too. Cash comes in through Bitcoin sales. Now you got too much cash. Well, cash goes out through traditional ATM rails. Now the machine has balanced itself internally. And how do we incentivize that? We've got an app that says, hey, the Bitcoin's on sale at this machine because we need more cash in there. The Bitcoin is expensive at this machine because we don't need more cash there. This incentivizes the crowd. Everyone looks at their app and sees where the best deals are. If that doesn't work, then we do the aforementioned external balancing where cash moves through people. And I don't think about this as someone pulling out $50,000 of cash, putting it in their Honda Civic and driving across town. I'm talking maybe $500, which is what you would get at a normal ATM perhaps. Maybe when you pull out $500, you'll get $505. And when you put that money into the machine that needs it, you'll get an internal accounting token worth $510. So, I teamed up with John Owens for this, by the way. He's this brilliant guy who thinks of all these great ideas. Right now, they are at the Dallas Super Conference. My team is there. There's our booth at the Dallas Super Conference. Apparently, this was the talk of the town, this ATM. It's also, I think, the only ADA, which is Americans with Disabilities Act, compliant ATM because it has a screen at wheelchair level and then another screen up at the top there. So while we were planning and researching and creating Vault Logic, something really bad happened to me. 1 month after coming back from last year's Anarchapulco, one day I woke up in pain in my side. There were other symptoms too, and I was diagnosed with cancer. It was something called Burkitt lymphoma, which is unique because it's the fastest known growing tumor of any cancer in the world. The cancer tumor is capable of doubling in size within 14 hours. It's very aggressive. It's the most common childhood tumor of African boys. It commonly affects children. The incidence of peaks at around 5 to 8 years old. It is one of the rarest cancers in the United States, only 300 cases per year. And I got it. Here's me at Anarchapulco 2017 last year with my friend Nathan Freeman. And this next picture is a little disturbing for me. This is 4 months later. This was March, April, May, June. July, I was in the hospital almost the whole time. I was out for 3 weeks. And I don't want your sympathy so much. I had a very curable form of cancer. Burkitt's lymphoma, fastest growing tumor, also sucks up the chemotherapy the fastest. Yeah, I went traditional. So it kills the tumors quickly. My cancer had metastasized to my lungs, liver, lymph nodes, my aorta. I had 2 rounds of chemo. I was on the couch until July 26th, March till July 26th. And that's where I formed Vault Logic with my team. I was literally doing video conferencing with my phone on my stomach while they were pushing me down the hallway to go to one of my 7 spinal taps. And Sarah Blinko, I was on that call with her, and we were talking about business and what's going on next and with our foundation in Panama. And so it was a great time. But throughout those times, we formed Vault Logic completely, including the Vault Logic Foundation, a US Delaware corporation, started working on Airthereum in June of that year. And I came up with the name, by the way. Don't let anyone tell you I didn't. I came up with the name. John, my brilliant partner, comes up with all these ideas. Who's a nurse in this room? Can I see the hands of the nurses? There are a few nurses, yes. Very few here, but I have such an appreciation for nurses right now. I cannot tell you. So as a crypto millionaire guy, I could not give my nurses any Bitcoin because they can't take gifts like that in the hospital. So my girlfriend and I returned after I got out about a month ago, and I brought 3 dozen roses with a little stick that said Bitcoin on it because they all knew me as the Bitcoin guy, and I just brought them there. And because I wasn't a patient anymore, I could help a couple of them, so I did. So that was nice. Yeah. So the proof that I was cured from my cancer is that I went kneeboarding. I do it at the crypto cabin every year. It's the highlight of my life. That was really difficult because I lost 30 pounds, and as you can see, I don't have 30 pounds to lose. Social media love, I got it from my girlfriend, from Amy, and plus all the people on social media. In fact, Nathan Freeman said, "Don't you effing die on me." So love from Nathan Freeman from Cryptopulco here. You saw my Wall Street Journal article, which is very exciting. It came out right during Sundance. We were there promoting Airthereum at the time. Perfect timing. Hey, look, our CEO's in the Wall Street Journal. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got better. The cancer slowed me down. It may have helped me focus on the businesses, in fact. I had some free time. And I can tell you right now, I'm 100% cancer-free. I had, yep. I had 4 CAT scans that they've all been clear every single time. But I was 50 years old. I lived in Minnesota. There's nowhere near the equator. How the hell did I get Burkitt lymphoma? Because I'm a rebel, that's why. My friend says, hey, you just don't get regular cancer. You get the rarest cancer in the US almost, and the one with the fastest growing tumor. Yeah, I'm a rebel, I guess. So the question is, who needs us the most? That's what entrepreneurs should be asking. Who's getting screwed? And in this audience, who's getting screwed by the man? The poor are getting screwed. The FDIC did the underbanked and the unbanked survey, and they found that a significant share of unbanked households do not trust banks. Oh. These findings suggest that understanding and addressing the source of these attitudes and building trust and familiarity are important so that we can make relationships with them. We need to help these consumers open and sustain bank accounts and conduct a greater share of their financial transactions within the banking system. So that's 27% of those people that are not so much in the banking system. I think we should get that number up to 50%, and then 75%, and then 100% out of the banking system. So Andreas is always saying, how do we, he's talking about the other 6 billion people, and they don't have access, so we're hoping that we'll give them access. They can pay their bills with cash, with no bank. They can buy cell phone minutes with cash and no bank. They can lower no fees and even rebates in cash, and they can make money in cash. And while they're there doing these things, oh, crypto, what's this? And all of a sudden, we're helping people discover crypto. So how do I segue from helping the poor to helping the rich? But that's what I'm kind of doing here. Airthereum is a lifestyle brand. We have put private jets on the blockchain, and soon the rest of the aviation industry too. So we're helping the newly minted crypto millionaires. We did a party at the Coin Agenda, and you started with a bang there. It was really fun. I wasn't there, unfortunately. And then we did Sundance. We sponsored this charity there, and every black-eyed pea except Fergie was there and performed. We had KRS-One, Sandra Bullock, and Queen Latifah were there. So was Rosario Dawson. So it was really, really cool. And here are the guys coming down on the inaugural flight of the Airthereum jet from the Wu-Tang Clan, and my partner Weldon's right there. He's here somewhere too. So I put this post on Facebook. I've agreed to become the first member of a blockchain-based decentralized private jet service. And Jeff Berwick said, Joby Weeks and I love this stuff. We want to be members number 2 and 3. Deal. So There's Joby right there. He wore the Airthereum sticker on his shirt. It was great. So why would Jeff and Joby be excited to be about Airthereum? Is it because it fits their crypto-rich lifestyles? Well, yeah, it does. Is it because they can pay with any crypto, including Bitcoin Cash? Well, yeah, that's pretty cool. Is it because there's another disruptive use of blockchain technology? Yeah, it could be. But the real reason is because, what's your hashtag, Joby? Goodbye, TSA. Goodbye, TSA. Yeah. We stole your hashtag, Joby. We're going to use it all the time now. And, you know, it's the greatest hashtag ever. Goodbye, TSA. So what's next for us? We got lawyers crawling all over our ideas here. There will be a token generation event, TGE. We're working on the Airthereum Fly app, which is like Jet Smarter. We're working on the Hawk app, which is like NetJets, which is fractional ownership of jets. And we're going to be booking more flights. There's rumors there's something going on to Japan that we may be part of. So here's the secret that Terry was alluding to. What's the secret of being a crypto entrepreneur? And then here's what I did. I think this is the best advice ever. I find people smarter than me, and I fund their ideas. If you don't have money, find people that are smarter than you and find someone else to fund their ideas. And that's what I've done with my team. John, Owen, and Weldon is here, and Will from Garlic Media put that together. That's the actual jet they flew down in. Those were not stock photos. They were inside the jet with the Wu-Tang Clan and did those editing, and Garlic Media put that together really quickly, obviously. So, what are your questions for me? Not seeing any. Goodbye, everybody.